Hi everyone, it's Jade here. I made some chocolate babka today from Jane's Patisserie book. It's the first one that she did. So here's what I spent my afternoon doing today. So we're starting off with some strong white bread flour. I think it was 150 grams of this one, so just weighing it out. And then you'll see I'm just sieving it into the glass bowl. Sieving it all through to make sure there's no bumps or lumps. Okay, so next up is some plain flour. So I was using this one by Allinson's, just using whatever I had in the cupboard. Again, I think this one, 150 grams, so plain flour, 150 grams, weighing it out, and then again sieving it all through into the bowl with the bread flour. This recipe does actually include cherries as well, but I decided to leave those out. Okay, next we've got caster sugar. I'm using this one from Tate & Lyle. It's just 25 grams of caster sugar. So again, just weighing it out and then straight in the bowl. Next up we've got some yeast, so I get these sachets from Tesco. They're already very greatly measured out into little 7-gram pouches, which is exactly how much you need for the recipe, so perfect. Again, straight in. There's Lola barking. Next up is some unsalted butter. I had a bit left in the fridge, so you see I'm using this bit up first, and then I'll use a different one a little later on. So the butter it's unsalted and it is 75 grams. So I'm just cubing it all up to make it easier for the next step. Shush, it's okay. Lola's barking at something. So the butter goes back in the bowl, and then you just want to rub the butter and the flour together until it makes like a fine breadcrumb texture. quite enjoy this part of baking, it's quite relaxing. Once it's done, you'll start to notice that it looks a little bit like sand. It's quite grainy, like breadcrumbs. Okay, next up is some full fat milk. So it's 125 ml here. So I'm just whilst that's in the microwave, you'll probably notice I'm popping in an egg as well. Oh no, first I got my KitchenAid out ready, pop that on. Just one egg goes in. I have attempted cracking an egg beforehand, but there's no way I'm going to do that on video. Not perfected it yet. It's going to be a low stir in. Stir. KitchenAid goes on for about 7 minutes, so it's all nicely kneaded. In the recipe it said it should be spring to and resting. See here, it's started to come together. Definitely looking like dough now. However, it needs to be kneaded for a little bit longer, so then I'll pop it back in for a little while. off the dough hot. And I'm just popping in some sunflower oil. This one's just a Flora sunflower oil. On the bowl so we can leave it to rise for a little while. I think it was an hour, it was an hour that I left it for, and it's supposed to double in size. Just tidying the KitchenAid away. Time lapse of the bread rising. So next up was to make the filling. So the next thing to do is to heat the butter and the sugar in the pan. So I'm using sugar. So this is Demerara sugar. The recipe says soft light brown sugar, but I didn't have any. Neither did the shop. So here we go. 40 grams of Demerara sugar. There's Lola again helping out. Some unsalted butter again. This is 40 grams. I say unsalted, I don't think the butter I've got there is unsalted, but it's the best one I could get. Next up is some cocoa powder, so I'm using green and blacks. This one tastes amazing. It's 25 grams of this one. Next up is some dark chocolate. Again, it's supposed to just be normal plain dark chocolate on the recipe, however the shop I went to. Oh, unfortunately they only had the salted caramel one, so I only have to do 75 grams of the dark chocolate. So just melting the butter and the sugar together. cocoa powder and dark chocolate. Delicious. Okay, so next up is just getting a little bit of the plain flour from any and on the surface, so when I tip the dough out it doesn't stick. So some out on the surface and some on the rolling pin as well. Just tipping the dough out onto the surface, and then I'm going to roll it out into a sort of rectangle shape. The recipe says about 40 to 30 centimetres. Sorry, 40 by 30 centimetres. So you can see I'm tried my best to do this here. Maybe not the most regular rectangle you've ever seen. There we go, it's the almost rectangle. Next up is to put the chocolate filling over the top. Just spread it all out. At this point as well, if you wanted to add anything else like the cherries, or you might want to add maybe some hazelnuts or something crunchy perhaps, now's the time to add this on after the chocolate filling. I decided to leave mine just plain chocolate. So the next step is to roll it up like a little Swiss roll. So you need to do this from the two long edges, not the short ones. This bit was actually really fun, probably the most fun part of the whole bake. A little bit more flour. The next step is to get yourself a knife and cut the sausage shape straight down the middle to make two halves. Start to see the pattern inside now, which is really exciting. So then I'm just going to press the two bits together at the top, and then once you've done that, you basically just sort of twist the pieces around each other like a plait, but with only two strands. Go. Then the next step is to pop the dough into a little baking tin. So I just used this one that I've already got, and it's got a liner in it already, just like a reusable one. So I popped it in there, and then the next step is to let that prove again for a little while. I think this time it was for half an hour. I didn't have any cling film, so I just put a make do bowl on the top so you could see through it and see the dough rising a little bit more before it goes in the oven. So once this got towards the end of the proof, I put the oven on to about 160 degrees fan. You might need the oven hotter if you've got a not fan oven. I'm not sure what it would be for gas, but I did find that I didn't need to maybe put it in as much time as what the recipe said. Yeah, so this is it when it came out the oven. You want to wait till it's nice and golden brown. That's probably the best indicator of how to know when it's cooked. You could put a skewer through it as well, make sure that it doesn't come out gooey. Obviously only the chocolate should be gooey. So leave it to cool for about 10 minutes, and then you want to make a glaze. So the glaze is made with caster sugar. So I think it was just only 50 grams of caster sugar. So I'm just weighing it out and then popping it in the pan. And then add in 50 ml of water as well. Then that goes on, and it's just a case of dissolving the sugar in the water. So as soon as that's done, you've got your glaze ready. It's just a case of brushing the glaze on top of the babka dough. It goes all shiny and sparkly. So there you have it, it's chocolate babka. It's my first cooking video, so if you like it, please give it a like and maybe subscribe to my channel. Here it is, all cooked and looking beautiful. Once I made mine, I had sliced it up, put a little bit of butter on, and then enjoyed the few slices with a cup of tea. It was delicious. Thank you for watching.